Welcome to Bristlecone Pine. This is a nice trail. We're taking the shorter trail, 4.5 miles. It's a loop around, and everything here is much older than us, even including a needle here. They don't drop for 30 or 40 years. So you're actually not allowed to take anything with you because this whole place is a research area.
These purple cones are the seed cones, and they rely on the pollen from the pink cones to develop seeds. Once they get pollinated, these cones will close and start to grow over winter. By spring, they'll develop and mature in the fall, then they'll be ready to release it into the air. In the following year, seeds may sprout and grow just about an inch or so the first few years. Trees in north-facing slope is more lush than the south-facing because they retain more moisture from the snow that melted. Much like when we grow plants in full sun versus part shade or full shade, right? The ones in full sun requires more watering because the sun causes the moisture to evaporate a lot faster. In 2012, the oldest tree was discovered and said to be 5,062 years old. This means the oldest tree has been around since the early days of pyramids of Giza in Egypt. The second to the oldest tree, the Methuselah, is dated over 4,600 years old. The age of trees are measured by the counting of tree rings. The oldest trees in this forest are not tagged to prevent vandalism. Have you ever wondered why these pines have such longevity? Trees and shrubs are thriving in very poor nutrient dolomite soil. The white rocks that fill this mountain range, hence the name White Mountains, are the dolomite rocks, which are very alkaline. Very few species and bacteria can grow in this type of environment, so there's less competition for these bristlecone pines to grow. Trees rely mostly on moisture from snow and leaves to create photosynthesis. In other words, food for them to grow because there's very little rainfall here. Climate at 10,000 feet is extreme. It snows over in the winter and have very hot and dry summer. These trees grow lateral roots, and they have a shallow taproot to allow easier access to food and water. The loose soil also helps the roots to grow easier, so when you're hiking through this forest, be sure to stay on track so you won't compact the soil and damage the roots of these ancient trees. The process of decay happens much slower here. Dead trees are evidence of how well this environment can preserve organisms. These trees that are left behind with beautiful artistic sculptures are carved by wind, ice, and extreme conditions. I feel so humble as I make my way around this forest that takes me back through history. Every bark, every needle, every tree have been on this earth for a much longer time than I have.
We're finishing up our trail here. We're at 4 miles, got another half mile before we get back. So yeah, I can't believe we were just visiting the land of the ancient. I'm so glad you guys got to see this with me, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!